Good evening. On the World News tonight from BGI Television. First, the headlines. President Tinubu set for minor cabinet reshuffle. FG charge on abandoned Kaba Egbe Ilorin Road. Nigeria suffering insecurity because Buhari failed to rearrest freed terrorist Omokri. We have stopped posting corps members to very unsafe states, NYSC. Ekiti, Kwara kidnapped Kingpin, nabbed. On sports, AFCON semi-final versus Nigeria will be different, South African coach. I am Morire Rabilala, the news in detail. The President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is set to do minor changes in his cabinet. This is coming 8 months after the president took the oath of office to succeed Muhammadu Buhari. Tinubu had in his New Year address stated that none of his appointees would be permitted to give excuses for non-performance of their assigned duties and responsibilities. The president also said he had pledged to serve the country and would give his best for the benefit of the Nigerian people. Earlier, the special advisor to the president on policy coordination, Adiza Bala Usman, said each minister appointed by President Tinubu would sign a performance bond. Usman made this known in October 2023, saying the bond will contain key performance indicators, KPIs, that would be reviewed quarterly. She added that the bond will also come with a consequence management framework for appointees who fall short. Moving on to the next story, a social political organization, Yagba Action Group, has made a passionate appeal to the federal government to reconstruct the collapsed Kaba Egbe Ilorin Federal Road, which has become a heaven for bandits. Yagba Group, a pressure group based in Kogi State, noted that the federal road, which was constructed about 50 years ago, had received attention 33 years after, when it was rehabilitated through the initiative of the defunct Petroleum Trust Fund. The group commended the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, for the inclusion of a section of the road in the current palliative repairs of federal roads across the country. Yagba extended its commendation to the senator representing Kogi West, Sunday Karimi, and the member of House of Representatives Yagba Federal Constituency, Leke Abejide, for their roles culminating in the inclusion of Kaba Egbe Ilorin Road in the 2024 budget, while urging proactive action towards finding lasting solutions to the bad road through improved funding. While it admonished Senator Karimi and Honorable Abejide not to relent in the joint effort at lobbying the federal government and Mangal Industries Limited for immediate action. The group ensures that the repair works in Yagba, axis between Mokpamuro and Yagba West local councils, which commenced in the last quarter of 2023, came as a huge relief to motorists and residents of the area, while also serving as an elixir for the socio-economic woes of Yagba people occasioned by the deplorable condition of the road. Former aide to ex-President Goodluck Jonathan, Pastor Reno Omokri, has said that Nigeria is witnessing increased insecurity because the past administration of ex-President Muhammadu Buhari, hundreds of terrorists on motorcycles who have terrorized Nigeria, has failed to rearrest terrorists who were illegally freed from penitentiary by other terrorists. Recall that on Tuesday, July 5, 2022, during the administration of the former president, hundreds of terrorists on motorbikes invaded Kuje prisons and, according to reports, freed over 600 of the 900 inmates in that custody. According to Omokri, the Buhari administration never rearrested the illegally freed terrorists. He said, consequently, Nigeria is suffering from the failure by war of worsening insecurity. Omokri, who is also a best-selling author, took a swipe at some politicians who were among the previous administration, like popular Islamic scholar Issa Pantami, saying they lack moral grounds to say Nigeria is facing worse insecurity under President Tinubu than under ex-President Buhari. Omokri said that there was worse insecurity in Nigeria during Buhari administration than the current administration of President Bola Tinubu. The National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, has said the scheme has stopped posting corps members to states deemed unsafe as a result of the worsening insecurity conditions in the country. The Minister of Youth, Jamila Ibrahim, disclosed these in an interview. Recall that several corps members have been abducted in some parts of the country during their one-year mandatory national service, raising fears about the sustainability of the scheme. But Ibrahim said the scheme has taken steps to secure NYSC members, including posting them only to safe states. We have been doing it in the past. There are states we have not been posting corps members to ensure their safety, she added. According to her, the security of corps members requires collaboration with other government agencies. We are also working on group transportation strategies for them to ensure that they are transported to and from camps safely and to their destinations. Moving to the next story. The leader of kidnapped syndicate terrorizing Ekiti, Kogi and Kwara State, Olowofela, has been arrested. His arrest came after the apprehension of one Baboga Alaji, one of the suspected kidnappers responsible for the killing of the two Ekiti traditional rulers recently. Olowofela, an octogenarian, is based in Ibaraudo, Ekiti State, with a chain of business enterprise cutting across the states, including a sawmill in Irile, the axis where the nefarious activities of the abductors is most pronounced. He was arrested by a combined team of security apparatus from Kwara State who stormed Ijowa Ekiti in Ajoni local council development area this morning and dispatched a team to effect his arrest from his Ibaraudo abode. It was joy mixed with shock when Olowofela was brought to Ijowa by the detached team in cuffs, as villagers expressed surprise that it could be linked with the dreaded activities that have formed the nightmare of the people over time. The Lagos State Police Command has confirmed that it has rescued an 8-month-old baby sold for 800,000 naira in the Ikorodu area of the state. The spokesperson for the Lagos State Police Command, Benjamin Udain, confirmed the baby's rescue via a post on his X handle on Monday morning. Due to intense man-off and pressure from the police, the buyer in the early hours of today abandoned the baby in Alade Market, Shomolu, Udain said. The baby was promptly rescued by the police, the spokesperson added. Udain, who also said that the baby has since been handed over to her parents after they positively identified her. According to him, the Lagos State Police is still making effort to apprehend the buyer, who is currently on the run. Still in the southwest, a suspected leader of the Aya confraternity, identified simply as Oloba, was reportedly killed by a rival court group in the wee hours of Thursday. Information gathered that Oloba was attacked by suspected members of a rival court group in the Ijeja area of Abeokuta South local government area of Ogun State while entering his house and was shot by his assailant. An eyewitness who spoke to correspondent on ground on condition of anonymity for fear of being attacked disclosed that the assailant who entered the street from an adjoining street around 11 p.m. on Thursday shot at Oloba while he was disembarking from his vehicle. The source said we were seated somewhere in the street when we heard a gunshot from a close distance, and before we could observe what was happening, the gunman had zoomed off on the bike. The source disclosed further that effort by some residents to get into the hospital were not successful, as they reportedly died before they could get into the hospital. When contacted for reaction, the State Commissioner of Police, Abiodun Alamutu, confirmed the incident to correspondent via phone conversation. Meanwhile, the State Police Command has arrested one Samuel Odubola for allegedly stabbing a neighbor identified as Sheung Oguniyi to death in the Ogijo area of the state. Moving on to foreign story. Senegalese authorities have shut down internet connection in the country shortly after President Macky Sall postponed the presidential election indefinitely. The shutdown followed widespread protests which trailed the postponement of the election, earlier scheduled for February 25, 2024. The internet shutdown was announced on Sunday in a statement by Moussa Bocar Thiam, the Minister of Communication, Telecommunications and Digital Affairs, a day after the election was postponed. The internet of data on mobile phones is temporarily suspended from Sunday, February 4, 2024 at 10 p.m., Mr. Thiam said, claiming the shutdown was due to the dissemination of several hateful and subversive messages relayed on social networks in the context of threat of disturbance to public order. Meanwhile, the Committee to Protect Journalists, CPJ, has expressed concern over the internet shutdown in Senegal amid the postponement of the election, calling on the government to restore internet access. Also, the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, on Sunday urged the authorities in Senegal to urgently choose a new date for the country's presidential election. Finally, on sports, on two sides. Africa's richest man, Aliko Dangote, has splashed a whopping 100 million naira on the Super Eagles for going past Angola in the quarterfinals of the ongoing Africa Cup of Nations in Abidjan. Others that follow the footsteps of Dangote include the Bayelsa State Government and Zenith Bank, who have donated various cash gifts to ginger the superlative Super Eagles ahead of Wednesday's crucial encounter against South Africa. Bayelsa State Government donated $40,000 to the team, which has already been shared, while Zenith Bank gave them a cash worth of 40 million naira. More cash gifts are expected to be lavished on the Super Eagles as they go on for a fourth AFCON crown in Abidjan. And second sports story for the night. The South African coach Hugo Broos believed his team would play Nigeria in the semi-finals in a different manner than Bafana did in the quarter-final encounter on Saturday against Cape Verde. Williams made an outstanding 4 penalty saves to guarantee Bafana sport in the semi-finals, where they will face Nigeria for the first time since 2000. At the press conference following the game, Bruce informed reporters that the encounter against Nigeria will be a whole different kettle of fish. The semi-final match will be different against Nigeria. He noted that the pressure of qualifying for the semi-finals for the first time in AFCON made the game tougher, adding that winning the game by penalty shootout wasn't a fluke. When we got to the penalty shootout, it was a special thing for the players because during training they were scoring them. When we have a goalkeeper who stopped 4 penalty kicks, this is not luck but a whole lot of hard work. With the sports story, we've come to the end of today's world news. Before we go, some headlines. President Tinubu set for minor cabinet reshuffle. FG charged on abandoned Kaba, Egbe, Ilorin Road. Nigeria suffering insecurity because Buhari failed to rearrest freed terrorists or mockery. We have stopped posting corps members to very unsafe states, NYSC. On sport, we brought to you semi-final versus Nigeria will be different, South African coach. For updates of our broadcast on YouTube, our handle is Baba Bagadi Imo Television. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell, select option all to access all of our broadcasts. On Facebook, Bagadi Imo with Alawi Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. Thank you for watching. I am Morire Rabila Lawal. Good evening.